Oh, what up, pup? I like saying that. What up, pup? I don't get to have dogs. I love dogs so much. I mean, if you're a cat person, sure. I like cats, but I just am totally more of a dog person because dogs are just awesome. Anyways, I just watched Josh Johnson's whole thing about Epstein because apparently America's still on Epstein. One thing right before, okay, two things. I'll get into more about one of them, maybe both of them. He, the Epstein thing, yeah, Trump um, did that thing about Rosie O'Donnell. It was like, I'll revoke Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. And it's like, that's crazy. I'm not a fan of Rosie O'Donnell. Uh, that's being diplomatic, by the way. I'm like, Rosie O'Donnell. Like, yikes. Um, but that's, I don't even know where to start with that whole comment about, I mean, isn't she natural born American? I don't know. I don't even care about looking that up, you know, because that's a messed up place to go. But the other thing that I wanted to mention is I didn't know until yesterday there was uh, that there was more flooding in Kerrville. I mean, I live in Texas. I live in East Texas, in Trinity. It's a small town. It's not super duper small, but it's small. I live in Trinity, which is in East Texas, north of Houston. But I didn't even know until yesterday, which would be July 15th. Jeez, Goosey. July 15th, that there was another flood event in Kerrville because that's a combination of a lot of crap happening and I just got the new computer, so I was dealing with that. And I had to, I went and I was able to go and get groceries and I was watching some stuff, so I just didn't even know about it. But yeah, there you go. See, that's what happens when you have a big flood event, and then like I think I said it on the other channel, but when you don't have when you don't do what I say in the taxes video, when you don't have a huge and just what I say, FEMA and stuff type thing, when you can, okay, the floods are done, and you have the resources to go in there with 500 or 1,000 people and all the machinery and shit, and just plow in there and get everything taken care of immediately. You know it's a flood prone area. You got to get in there right away with the pre-set up guys. We don't need 2,000 National Guardsmen in LA to deal with a non-situation. What we need is things like an Army Corps of Engineers that has 1 million guys in it. I mean, everybody says they need a job. Fine. I just told you where we need 1 million people, especially during hurricane season and flood season and all year round, because maybe there'll be snowstorms. That there was that big ass snowstorm in the Northeast or fucking California or some shit where we could have not needed. I mean, fucking pick your poison. You know, if we have these fucking masses of people and masses of emergency equipment that can be rapidly deployed anywhere in the country, these things that will take a week or two to clean up, you can deploy them with, what are those military planes, the C-37s or some shit, boom there. And, Lockheed Martin or something maybe we should build bigger ones or more of them. And then in a matter of 4 hours or something, we can have 12 of those planes there with all the equipment. These are things that we should be spending $450 million on instead of alligator Alcatraz. Taxes, people. Why aren't we doing these things instead of 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 3 trillion in tax cuts for billionaires? And we do these things, and next time Hurricane Katrina comes through cities like New Orleans, it's not going to take 10 years to clean up. We're going to have it done in a month. And I know people will be like, that's not possible. You got 200,000 or 300,000 people working with the appropriate machinery. Yeah, the world's going to be, damn, that was fucking quick. Be like, yeah, that's because now we're putting the money where it's supposed to be instead of in the pockets of rich people. So I'm just saying, taxes, and then you fucking put the money where it needs to go, and then the city that was slowed down, shut down. It's operating, and Palisades, that equipment. Oh well, it's going to be inoperative for so long. But when it's not operating, cleaning shit up, build new shit, and lemons into lemonade. New houses that are, instead of like they were, which I mean, don't get on my ass about this, but those houses were old houses. They can be built to not only modern standards, but 50 years from now, well, maybe not 50 years from now standards, because you don't know what the fuck that's going to look like, honestly. But yeah, 10 years from now standards. And they don't all have to be single family houses. You can build interesting developments, a few single family houses and different kinds of multi-unit apartments there, and then back develop fire breaks so that the wildfires don't well, not necessarily don't happen, but are extremely unlikely to happen again. And you can You can predict that because we have something called scientists. Some people don't like the idea of scientists, engineers, ecological, I don't know what you call it, but yeah, it's basically scientists. It's just different fields of science and study. Unfortunately, that means you'll have to fund education, and you'll have to also rethink the process of education. It won't just be open your books to page blah blah blah. You're going to have to be open to rethinking thinking and rethinking learning. So that's how that's going to have to happen. Which bureaucrats, and not even really bureaucrats, but elected officials are going to have to, I mean, all elected officials. I'm not. No one with a sane mind is accusing only Republicans about this. Or it's all Democrats, but we're mainly accusing Republicans of the voucher program, and especially the voucher program given to only private Christian schools. But yeah, people in the educational system, I mean, people really in the educational system know you can't teach someone, can't educate someone or a student or whatever using the Bible as a guideline and then expect them to build a bridge. It's just not going to work. Don't expect them to have a good critical mind and critical mindset using the Bible. It's not going to. That's not going to generate a useful critical mind. That might be useful for developing good soldiers. Other than that, you're not really going to get anything worth anything. Again, you might not like that. Might not like me. You might not like hearing me say that, but whatever. Like I say, you can be a believer and all that, but you're gonna have to throw away your books because your books are meaningless. And I know that because I say if you assume Jesus existed, if you're one of those people that believe Jesus existed, even if you believe Jesus was the Son of God, I'm telling you, Jesus didn't walk around with a book. So, there you go. That is proof in and of itself that the Bible is full of crap. So, it's his collective teachings. So, you think the dude, channeled God or whatever, fucking shot from the hip, so to speak. Every person, with the exception of fucking complete psychopaths, most people can recognize those. Know what the right thing to do is. The right thing to do is not hoard billions of dollars to yourself. I can do better things with it than most people. Well, then, do better things with it. I don't see these people doing better things with it. They've had plenty of time to prove that they can do better things with it. And it's sitting in piles. So, some of you have had 20 or 30 years to prove you can do better things with it. And, well, you haven't, so I'm going to fucking pony up the dough. So, anyways, all that being said, that Epstein garbage isn't going away for Trumpster, even though he wants it to. It was never a thing for me. Like I said, that may have been because during that time I wasn't paying attention. I was engrossed in my own video games, and a lot of that time I was drinking hard, which was fun, by the way. Um, it was really fun drinking uh, two of those 1.75 bottles of vodka, Burnett's whipped cream vodka, two of those 175 liter vodkas, pretty much every 3 days, and just getting, I mean, day drinking. There's nothing like it. I mean, for those of you out there who are committed, you know, wake up to pass out. For me, wake up, pass out, wake up, pass out. Wake up, pass out. I don't remember how many times I did it during the course of the day, but yeah, it varied. Committed to doing that shit. It, it was good, and I did it alone because fuck bars. Um, it was enjoyable and fulfilling until it wasn't, and I swear my body was completely rebelling against it. So then I finally just kind of took the hint, and I was like, yeah, this is just not going to end in a comfortable way. So gotta listen to the body, and it's it's not like, oh, my liver. It's like, oh, my fucking intestines and shit. It's like, okay, well, and I was just like, cheers, and done. One last ride and fucking done. And since then, I think I drink 3 times. Last time I drank was on New Year's Eve. So, yeah. Never really been. I mean, the only thing I have is fucking cigs. I'm gonna have to stop doing those. I know. It's starting to like get to the point where like sometimes when I wake up. It's like the first breathing is like not like not like I can't breathe, but like I'll breathe in and like I can feel it. And I'm like, shit. Because I know if I stop smoking for a few days, that'll be gone, and that means like, yeah, the shit'll clear out and it'll be gone. Basically, I mean, there's damage there. I know there is. I'll probably, if I don't have, yeah, whatever. Both my parents got cancer. My mom got cancer, died, and my dad got fucking. My dad died a few days ago. It wasn't a cancer. It was from his brain rotting away. Well, it was just old age. I think my mom died of my dad. She just got cancer because she was stressed out because my dad was just a big pain in the ass to live with. And her body said, all right, we're having cancer and dying. It's my own personal theory. So, yes. About, I know I'm missing talking about something, but to the Rosie O'Donnell thing, I wanted to say, because of the Josh Johnson thing, you read Trump's post. It wasn't a tweet, it was a post on Truth Social. Yay, Truth Social. Aye, aye, aye. Only one of the world's biggest liars, prominent liars, could create a media platform called Truth Social. Leave it to the Republicans. Patriot Act. So Truth Social, this huge meandering post, and Josh Johnson read it off. Yeah, it's just yikes. And then Rosie O'Donnell comes back with, I just, like I said, I don't know. I kind of, whatever Rosie O'Donnell, personally. Well, that's got to be one of the one of the one of the best burn level takedowns of Donald Trump that I've ever. I mean, it's just a point by point systematic, you know. Oh my God! I hear it and I'm just, and I'm sure. That's another thing I just love. It's just like anytime It's just Fox News, Newsmax, people that support, tyrants of one degree or another. Thank you. It's like, that wasn't what it was. It was nothing. Like, sure. It's not nighttime. It's, just it's just, a little bit of shady time during the day. That's all. The sun's just taking a little bit of time off and giving us a break from radiation. Nothing to it. Okay, if you want to, do a little healthy obfuscation, that's fine. And uh, uh, I'd like to sleep some more right now, but what am I gonna do? If I go lay down, I'm just gonna be laying down. I know it. I can feel it. Anyways, what the fuck is that in the corner? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I know you can't see what I'm talking about, but it doesn't make sense. I guess it's the first picture I took. It's non-flattering, semi-naked me, which I'm glad you can't see. Ooh. Yep. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna have to mull that over. It's just turning 7 a.m., which means the world is waking up. This part of the world, at least. And another part of the world is, I don't know, going to lunch, I guess. Well, that's 30 minutes of nothing. So, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I guess. Ugh. uh, boring mouth movements and utterations. Boobs.